Make sure you check out DJ Joe and QB, link in the description and at the end of the video! Hey, I'm joined by the book, otherwise known as Jason Cracknell, and I just finished Hollow Knight. This one actually didn't take me as long as I thought it would. It only took me 3 hours. I was expecting it to take me much longer, but like some of my other ones, which take me about 6 or 7 hours. But this one was surprisingly short, which honestly I'm not going to complain. It just meant I could get on with other stuff, which was quite nice for once. But even with the shorter time, I'm still very happy with how this turned out. This was kind of different for me because usually I'm quite happy with how the stuff turns out, but for the sketchbook of it, it wasn't that I hated it, I just didn't think there was anything special about it. But people just seemed to love it. When I posted it on Instagram, it just became one of like my most liked drawings, and I never really understood that because to me there wasn't really anything special about it. Some of my other drawings that I'd done in my notebook, like say my Mob Psycho 100, that made sense to me why I really liked that, because there was something special about it. But the Hollow Knight, there was nothing special, and I still don't understand why people like that so much. Whereas now I've just done the digital, and I have made something special about it. I have made something unique about it, and I think it's so much better now. I think the background turned out really well, with the bit of brightness, but then the darkness in the center to almost show that like kind of like cave. Then with the also foreground in front of the big bug to kind of hide it away and kind of keep it in the shadows a bit and keep that distance from it. And then even just that slight bit at Hollow Knight's feet just to keep him a bit hidden as well. And it just all blends together and I really like it. The color palette, I did go for more greyish, blackish, just because that's kind of the tone of the game. It is very much that darker feeling. It's not a bright, colourful one. It is very much darker, grittier, and so forth. So this was a lot of fun, and doing the 2 positions of Hollow Knight with the bug, it worked really well, and I really, really, really liked it, so I'm glad of how it turned out. With Hollow Knight, it's a weird game for me. When I actually found out about Hollow Knight, I didn't know what it was, and I didn't do any like searching into it, I just heard the name. And then when I actually found out what type of game it was, my god was I stoked to get it, and I really wanted it, which was the same time I did this drawing. It was like that, kind of like, yeah, I'd actually really like this game, and I liked the look of the characters, that's why I did this art piece for it. And then I got my hands on the game, and I was like, yes, this is awesome, and I started playing it, and I got past the first zone, I was like, this is awesome. Then I got Dead Cells, and you know what happened to that? I have now been hooked on that, I still haven't stopped playing it. That just means Hollow Knight's just sat on my Switch past the first area, hasn't gone any further. And I feel like really bad about that because it is such a good game. I just can't put down Dead Cells. it's bad. Hopefully I'll be able to actually pick it up at some point and want to really pick it up and really play through it, because my god did I have fun just playing through that first area. But yeah, I'm going to need to take some time off actually doing it. So until then, just more Dead Cells. Woo! You can probably tell from these videos what kind of games I like. I very much am really enjoying like the Metroidvanias. I've only really got into them quite recently, and my god, well, I say to them quite recently, I did play like the likes of Binding of Isaac and that, which is very similar to a Metroidvania. Actually, I think it is classed as a Metroidvania. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it is. But that was like the first Metroidvania I properly picked up and played, and oh, I loved that game. I played through it so many times. I've kind of just stopped it recently since it's just gotten kind of worse. It's no longer play for fun, it's now play for more of a grind. A lot of the items that Macmillan has added in, it doesn't make the game fun, it just makes the game tedious and annoying. So I've just kind of stopped playing the game. But from what I have played of the game, which is the full game multiple times, I completed Rebirth to 100%, I completed Afterbirth to 100%, just not Afterbirth Plus, because I can't even be bothered with that. So yeah, I love that game. I also played through a lot of the mods for it, so that kind of sparked my interest for Metroidvanias. And then was introduced to, of course, Dead Cells, which was very interesting to me. At the time, I'd only seen gameplay of it. And then from my love of watching Dead Cell gameplay, I ended up finding Hollow Knight. And I was like, my god, this looks amazing. And I did finally pick up and play it. I played it, and I loved it. Then I picked up Dead Cells, and I haven't stopped playing it. Metroidvanias are a weird one for me actually, because although I do love the genre, I've never actually played the 2 games that have made that genre. I've never played Metroid, and I've never played Castlevania. I've played the 3D Metroids, but it was such a long time ago to where I can't even remember a thing about them. I just remember that I kind of enjoyed them, but other than that, I can't remember a thing about them. So I do really need to sit down at one point and actually play through the Castlevanias and play through the Metroids. I'm really interested in the new Switch Online with the NES games, because they are bringing over the NES games, which means Metroid, which means I'll get to play that. And I was super stoked because I saw in the trailers for it that there was Metroid, and I was like, yes. And I booted up the system with that on it, and I was like, where's Metroid? I want to play through it. And apparently it's being added on later on, so that'll be good. So when that comes out, you can bet to God I'll be playing through that and probably screaming my head off, because I know, and like, it's an NES game, it's going to be hard, so I'll probably get a bit annoyed, but it's fine. I'll play through it, and I bet you I'll enjoy it, because Metroidvania, boys! Yay! Castlevania I still can't quite get my hands on. Like, I could play on an older console, but I don't really want to, because I can go back and try and play older consoles nowadays, and I just hate, like, the controllers. I really do. I tried to play, like, the N64 a while back, and I can't handle the control. It was just driving me insane. I remember playing it all the time, and I loved doing it. I loved playing through the NES, especially like Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. But now I try and go back, and it just drives me insane. So if I can, I always try and play them on newer consoles, just because the controls are so much nicer. And if there's a remake of it, I'll definitely usually pick them up, just because a lot of the time it's usually a lot cleaner and the controls work a lot better and a lot more responsively. So that's my opinion on it, though. I know people prefer the older, me not so much. It just kind of drives me insane. The oldest console that I'll really go back to right now is GameCube, because it's old, but all the controllers still work and function very well, and they're still very responsive, so where I don't actually have a problem with it. So the latest console I'll go back to is the GameCube. Plus, it's some of the best games ever, so how can I not go back and revisit it? I hope they remake a lot of the Nintendo games on the GameCube, because there are some stunning ones on there. There's a couple which are on there which are really good, but they just kind of need to tweak them a bit more and fix the problems with it and then release it, and then it'll work really well. I was really annoyed that Luigi's Mansion was actually released on the 3D DS instead of the Switch, because it would have worked so much better on the Switch, because it's a handheld and a console. It just would have... I don't understand why it's not on the Switch. No man. We got Luigi's Mansion 3 though. Ooh, love those games. Anyway, I'll just save that for the Luigi's Mansion episode, which is coming up quite soon, I think. I don't know. I do know that it's coming up though. Anyway, that has been Hollow Knight. I do hope you enjoy. I had a lot of fun with this, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!